Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Today we are reacting to Kingman's world record speedrun of The Tomb, and crucially this is without gobblegums, because I've already seen there have been people that have been posting gobblegum run times, and there's nothing wrong with those, but just to start with here, I really want to see how it's being optimized and how it's being done without any gobbles, because obviously if you're using the Wonderbar gobblegum and you get the stuff out of the box, you're going to shave like what, 6, 7, 8 minutes off the run, and I want to see the full thing to really understand all the depths and nuances of the speedrun itself. And it's an interesting time for speedruns when a new map comes out, because there are so many new things still waiting to be discovered, and people are also making use of certain glitches that won't be in the game come next week, right? So the hand cannon glitch, for example, that people are using in the boss fight right now, that's going to be patched, and so the speedrun entire leaderboards will be reset. A lot of people are using Dragon's Breath right now. We'll see if that ends up getting changed. That's sort of somewhat TBD. But there's definitely a lot of discovery happening at this sort of point in the speedrun's life cycle. And I love keeping tabs on how the maps do evolve over time in that period. It's always a lot of fun. So the crucial thing that I know is a sort of standout factor for this speedrun is that the boss fight is crazy difficult. That is something that is going to be true today, and it's going to be true next week, so long as Treyarch obviously don't kind of get the heebie-jeebies and patch it or something. It's a really difficult fight, and I personally love that. I think that is great. Oh, interesting. He's already getting his green rarity. He will be waiting until round 21 to get his gold rarity. He's going to get it for free from the waterfalls, but yeah, interesting that he gets green straight off the bat. I believe he's going to go to blue as well. I've seen Freckleston going to blue as well. And he's pretty much just trying to get through rounds as fast as possible here and get to Pack-a-Punch as soon as possible here as well. But yeah, the boss fight itself, it's been a point of contention for a lot of people. I really like the way it is right now, but I've seen a lot of speedrunners that are just like, this is such a hectic fight. It means that I can kind of practice the rest of the run up to that point really easily. But then I get in the fight and it's like, it's insane. You could just get one hit and that could just be the end of a perfect run. And the stakes are really high. And I think that's low key a really good thing. I know it's going to mean that people are going to struggle to get a lot of sort of consistent runs in. But at the end of the day, I don't mind that for a boss fight. I think that's kind of the point of a boss, right? So I think it could be worse. But Kingman's just going to be pushing some rounds here. He's also already getting PhD, which is interesting. I've seen Freckleston, for example, doesn't buy PhD straight away, and he waits and basically tries to get into Pack-a-Punch sooner, and that way he can start working on his lanterns sooner, because you can only work on those lanterns once the amulet is down in front of that red door portal. That's what's going to spawn in the etheric fire on the etheric lanterns. Whereas Kingman is prioritizing getting that PhD sooner, I guess, just so he can slide around, but I don't know. It feels like the time saving is not necessarily worth it there. So he's going to be getting that down. He's taking out his mimic. He knew where that would spawn. That was pretty nifty. And he's going into the portal. Okay. So why is he? Oh, okay. So he's getting that power up saved for later. And I guess he's getting Jug right off the rip here. That's interesting. I would have thought that the very first thing that he would have been doing would have been those lanterns. Like, I thought that he would have gone no further and just been lantern heavy the entire time. But it looks like maybe he's just trying to push rounds a little bit. He's getting a turret down as well. Is he going to save that turret for later? Maybe he's planning to... Oh, he's not got turret on. He's just got regular energy mine on. Oh. Very strange. Okay. So he's getting his free Pack-a-Punch first. Okay, fair enough. So, oh my god. Just swallowed air. I don't know, swallowed some saliva or something. So yeah, getting free Pack-a-Punch from that Easter egg as the initial thing, I suppose, means that he's just going to be able to wave clear everything else sooner. So I'm assuming that's why he sort of prioritized that order of operations. Also, don't know about you guys, I was talking with my streamer about this the other day. I find the DPS, why am I saying DPS? The gamma in this map has to be at like 85, 90, 95 in order for it to be a viable map to play. Like, it's so dark. The shadows are so dark if you don't have your gamma cranked up. I don't know if that's just me, but Yeah, I'm a real hater for how dark all of the shadows are on this map unless you absolutely crank the gamma. They really help in a big way. So he's just pushing rounds here. And obviously he's going to be working on his lanterns, but for the time being, he's just sort of staying stationary in place, trying to get through to end, it looks like. He's doing it. There goes another energy mine. Okay. Oh, he's already got that in place. So why is he not shooting his symbols right now? There you go. He got his double points. Is he just doing this to point build? So that was the C4 that he placed in the Dark Ether. I guess he's just farming. Bro is aura farming in the tomb. That's crazy. Because you do need a lot of points in this egg, to be fair. You are going to want to get to PAP 2, absolute minimum. And I don't know if speedrunners are just all going to PAP 2 or if they're going to PAP 3. There you go. So one trick that I saw to speed things up a little bit was the... some speedrunners, they watch the symbols spawn in, and by watching them spawn in, they can... they have to wait, anyway, to see the symbols go one by one. But they can sort of check the locations of all of them before it's even done being ready to shoot. And that way, as soon as you are ready to shoot, you know the exact order. So you can just be like, bang, bam, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's really, really fast. Also, was he waiting for bug round there then? I feel like that was what was happening. That was the sort of impression I got. And as far as the loadout goes as well, you guys will probably notice that he's using ASG Dragon's Breath here, right? And it seems like, according to what I've spoken to Freckleston about, it seems like using ASG Dragon's Breath versus ASG Rapid Fire doesn't really make a difference in the boss fight. But at this point in the game, the Dragon's Breath is going to help you a little bit with wave clear, and that's why people are prioritizing Dragon's Breath right now. Also, earlier on in this game's life cycle, using Dragon's Breath meant that you charged your field upgrades slightly faster. I don't know if that got patched. It may have done. And if that's the case, then yeah, it's literally just going to be for the slightly extra wave clear potential that you've got with it. But the boss fight itself is sort of unaffected whether you're using Dragon's Breath and Rapid Fire, from what I've been told. So he's just trying to get through these here. There's also another tip that I've got queued up, ready to share with you guys for the lockdown in the Dark Ether, which I just learned earlier on from Kip. Saw that Kip, or at least I think it was Kip. It was either Kip or Jetlag talking about it in Freckleston's chat. So we'll get to that shortly. Bro, can you imagine if he went in here and just did blood sacrifice real quick? So yeah, point farming, aura farming to get his tier 2. He's doing that really soon. There's the blue, and he's going Deadwire. Interesting. Deadwire with Lightning Strike as well. Very interesting. I wonder if he's going to keep Deadwire for later on. Is he... Okay. Is he going to... I'm surprised he's using that right now. He just wants to clear the round as soon as possible, I suppose. Because he's trying to push, presumably. So that is another thing that this Easter egg has as a slightly unusual quirk, is that you are basically gatekept as a speedrunner from entering boss fight until you get to round 21 to get your gold tool. And so people are just pushing rounds aggressively the entire time. There's no like holding a zombie for 15 out of the 20 rounds that you play, or sorry, 15 minutes out of the 20 minutes you play. It really is just push and push and push. So I guess that's why he grabbed that nuke there. And presumably he grabbed it then as well because he was sort of moving across the map during the round. So he was going to reset a lot of the spawns. And so he probably wanted to just clear them because of that. But I don't know. Maybe it was just he was in the area and he just wanted the extra wave clear. Yeah, he's really pushing this round here despite having correct symbol. Okay, now he is doing symbol. Maybe he was just waiting for a clear moment to do it. Because he wants simultaneously for the zombies to be dying. Okay, yeah, so he could use his energy mine to give him a second. He's like, where's the thing? Where's the thing? It's interesting he keeps checking map as well. I don't know what he's like pulling up for that. Bro, you good? There you go. He's nearly at end of round. On round 16. my fear in this room is if I ever get like an amalgam spawning in or something, I always worry that I'm going to try and shoot one of its heads and I'm going to miss and I'm going to hit the lantern above me and I'm just going to be sad. I always get worried about that. And there's an amalgam, speaking of. Get out of here, Buster. So did he hasn't actually activated yet. Is he waiting? Like, that felt like surely if he wanted to activate it sooner, he could have done, right? So yeah, I wonder what the rationale is there. I'm gonna have to ask him about that. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments as well. If you guys have any tips to share in the comments, by the way, I would absolutely love to learn more about how the speedrun works on this map. Because again, everyone is learning right now in the community. Everyone's figuring it out as we go in real time. And yeah, it's early days. It's very early days for sure. There's lots of new tricks to be discovered, undoubtedly. So he's getting through here, and it's kind of crazy, right? Like this is gonna be a speed run that I'm sure is brought down sub 30 eventually. It's not sub 30 just yet, but I'm sure it's gonna be brought down sub 30. But for an entire third of the game to be not even upgrading the staff, but just building the staff, like that's so much time that you have to spend on that. Like these little trials really do take a long time. But honestly, on the flip side, it's kind of nice to have a speedrun that is a little bit longer. A little bit on the longer side. Granted, Citadel was also a little bit longer compared to something like, I don't know, Liberty got very, very absurdly fast. But yeah, I think it's nice to see people sort of struggling to get sub 30 here to begin with. I would have been sad if, even though it's a smaller map, if people were getting like 22-minute runs day one. Like, I feel like that would have been unfortunate, because that's basically what happened with Liberty. And if we're putting this in the Liberty camp. So, he's going to be working on his lockdown here. You can actually hold down the melee button on that, so you don't have to melee multiple times. You can avoid having to do the animation. You can just hold the melee button down, and that will sap the mushrooms. But yeah, for this, as far as I understand it, you just have to kill the purple zombies, the purple-eyed zombies, and you only have to kill them, I believe, in proximity to the wall itself, and it's like 10 kills, and then it will be done. So he might complete this very, very quickly here, whereas for some people, this challenge takes like 3 minutes. Like, it takes a really long time. So let's see if he's done in the next sort of like 15 seconds or so. I mean, he's just killing everything right now, and he's shredding it all. So honestly, maybe that as a trick is not going to make much of a difference to him. Look, there you go. There's the purple zombies that he needs. Using that energy mine. And he's done. Cool. Yeah. So I guess it's not really something you can use to save a crazy amount of time, but you can just do it in order to maybe prevent it from going extra long. Maybe that's the way to put it. Also, I really think the portals on this map should be like the entrance to... Oh, did he prime those ready for... Wait, did he get them ready? Did he get the quote? He did get the quote. Wow. Okay. I don't know if he planned that or if he was just like, I'm just going to run around and shoot them as fast as I can. Maybe it's quite forgiving in solo. But yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. I'm tired, man. Oh yeah, the portals. I feel like they should work like they do on Liberty in the entrance to the church, where you can see into the center and just like walk in there and there's no loading screen. That would have been so good. And the map's not massive. Like, I feel like they would have had the tech for that. So I'm sort of teeny tiny bit disappointed that they didn't do it. Also, so many people are getting this issue right now where they do these symbols, right? So he's got bow and arrow. Are you good, bro? His screen is like too small or something. He can't see it. Has he got the other ones already figured out? But yeah, people are really having trouble with this step where basically they are shooting symbols on the door and then they go through the portal and they just drop to their death. If that's happening, you're shooting the wrong symbols. He's got key. Bro is really struggling. Your bow and arrow, yep, you saw that one already. It might be, I don't know. It might be that there is also a glitch happening, but as far as I understand it, it's never failed for me. It literally is just you have to match the right symbols. And if you match the wrong ones, then yeah, it opens a portal into the sky and you die when you fall. Unless you have the stamina up augment. Bow and arrow. Key. Get your key done, buddy. There you go. So if he shot the wrong symbols here, then he would go through the portal and he would fall out of the sky. Dude, the lightning, that augment, the lightning strike on Deadwire it's so good. It's so good. It's so satisfying. All right, through he goes. 15 minutes, halfway, and he's on this little lockdown now. As far as I understand it with this lockdown, the way it works is you don't actually need that many kills. And I believe, basically, the kills are not actually powering the ball. Like, they aren't sort of making it go faster, for example. Like, if you killed every single zombie on the map instantly, it wouldn't instantly fling the ball around the whole thing. But as far as I understand it, they're basically just preventing it from failing. So it's going to check that you are getting kills, but the kills themselves are not, like, you don't have to kill every single zombie. You don't need, like, a certain number, like 100 kills, in my understanding. Again, could be wrong about some of this stuff. There are points where it stops, and you definitely do need a kill, but I think the total number of kills that you need might be, like, 10. Like, it's really low. Again, in my current understanding of how it works. The main thing is just to stay really close to the ball. That seems to be the absolute key. Oh, he's chancing it, going to get ammo there. That was a little risky. He was pretty far from it for a second. That could ruin a world record speedrun. And I guess that's why he's got Deadwire, because he's just like, I do not want to have to deal with amalgams. Maybe that's his reasoning. The fact that you can also, like, ignite them with napalm is so cool, man. I love that. I love it. He's got the lightning strike going on. Ball go in. He's going to finish his upgrade. Now, another thing you got to be careful of is the Sekhmet's Vigor. Sometimes you can pull it out and it, like, weirdly has saved a button press that you did earlier in your game, and it will automatically fire the Sekhmet. So I think it's always worthwhile when you shoot your crystal there to flick not back to your other weapon, but to flick back to the front end of the staff and then flick back to your other weapon. That seems to be the sort of slightly safer way to do that. And also, isn't it weird that the staff doesn't have a sound cue for when it's charged? Like, why is that? It seems like such a missed opportunity to me for it to just have a little microwave ping. Like, surely that would make sense. But instead you have to, like, I think the only way to do it basically is to look at when the little crystal starts bouncing in the sort of top part of the shaft. That seems to be the only thing that sort of indicates when it's ready, which I'm not really a fan of. I feel like there really should be a sound cue. There you go. So he's done that. Is he gonna... Yeah, he's gonna get back to Yellow Portal. I also do like the fact that this is always the same ones in order. I've seen some people say, oh, it should be different trials in different orders. But for me, it's quite nice. Like, you sort of go around the circle and you go through the evolutionary chain. I think that's quite a nice kind of, like, symbolic thing. I also think that might be some very, 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 very subtle foreshadowing to the idea that, oh, he didn't get a blob from that one. That was interesting. Yeah, these are really inconsistent. But yeah, subtle foreshadowing that as we go up the evolutionary chain, we get to the Sentinel artifact, right, in the boss fight. But then where else do we see the Sentinel artifact? Chaos storyline. What else do we see in the Chaos storyline? Blightfathers. Ergo, Blightfathers will be returning in Black Ops 6 at some point later this year. That is where I'm assuming that is going to go. I think it would just make sense, right? They love reusing enemies. Why would they not reuse the Blightfather? Especially because they haven't reused it in the Cold War or anything. Like, it's ripe and ready for the taking. So people will be like, oh, it's new, even though it's not. So that's that done. Nice work. I notice he doesn't have stamina up. That's an interesting choice. Because he's got money, and I doubt he's going for tier 3 pack. Because that's going to be way too much grinding when he's done with these trials. He's grabbing more C4 so he can get insta-kill for boss fight there. I think, at least. So yeah. Kind of surprised that he hasn't picked up Stam. Because surely hot-footing around the map would be beneficial to his time. Granted, he's got Tribologist, but I don't know. I would have thought that some hot foots would also be effective. And he's switching to Shroud. And he's going to be using Shroud, I presume, in the boss fight as well. Not that you really need to. You can get away with just using the Ice Staff upgraded shot, like the charged shot. That is pretty effective for boss. Especially with the hand cannon strat that there is right now. But yeah, it's not the end of the world, I suppose, to do it that way. This is taking a long time. There we go. I think he was feeling the same way. He was like, bro, I'm ready for this to be over already. Oh, and he's going around here. So he's getting his max ammo from that. There we go. Why is he going all the way around to yellow? Is that just to save him time running? Or is it so that he can go through the red portal without it being on cooldown, maybe? I could see that being why. He's going to shoot. Go red portal now. And it's not going to be on cooldown. Whoa, that was fast tech. Okay, maybe you don't need that hot foot because maybe Tribologist is good enough, dude. Maybe. Bro, that is crazy when you're going downhill. That is insane. Get that placed. Nice. And he's still got his dead wire on. This freaking attack, dude, is so annoying. Lightning strike to take out the shield zombie. Very nice. I mean, he got lucky with the proc, but still very nice. Wonderful. And done. Got his quick revive now as well. He's got a lot of perks. See, that's one of the nice things about a speedrun where you do end up getting to like around 20 plus. You end up so perked up. And like, granted, you need it for this boss. But it's kind of a nice change to see compared to doing Liberty with like just PhD and like maybe one other perk like Speed Cola for faster field upgrade charge or something. Let's see. He's going to be getting in there now. So 22, let's call it 23 minutes for boss start is what I reckon it's going to pretty much be. He's getting his wrench. He's on 21. There you go. He's crafting a mutant injection. Okay. He's got his C4s placed. Those are ready. So yeah, 23-minute start. That's a long boss fight. It really is a long boss fight. And I'm going to guess that he's going to be locked in here. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually bring back the game sound here. Going to bring back the game sound. I've just not wanted to be talking over him. And I'm sure he'll talk a little bit. But what is he pointing at? I'm not sure. All right. So.
Lucky? Does he know?
Oh, he is talking. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. So one thing that you can do in the boss is you can crouch or lie down. I believe crouching also works in this central area, and the lasers will never hit you. So he's just crouching right now, and the laser, even though it's on its lower level, just can't hit you. And so he can basically sit inside the frozen spinneroonie of death, the ice storm, and you're chilling. You're absolutely fine. You can also, in the boss fight, skip phases, which is pretty cool. So when you're on the 2 phase, which he's not at just yet, yeah, you can do a phase skip, which we'll probably see him do on phase 2. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, actually, it's going to depend if he has the DPS, and he might just not. There might not be enough DPS, because it's a pretty quick phase 2. Maybe he'll try phase 3. We'll see. All right, here we go. So you see how he's not shrouding here? Actually, he doesn't need to begin with. Doing about 2k per. Nice. That's first phase done. He's going to grab that max ammo in a sec, undoubtedly. Yoink. There you go. Yeah, so these first 4 phases are like absolutely chill. And that's the thing about this boss, is that it's really deceptive because you get a good chunk into it and you're like, yeah, it's easy. And it's just getting one-tapped by those other heavy sentinel zombies, which really causes the problem. And I'm going to do a video about like my thoughts on the fight design, but I really don't want them to change it. I want them to leave it as is. I think that would be really good.
Well, it's slow, so I don't grab it.
Yeah, gold armor would be way too slow. And doing gold armor with just PAP 2 is a nightmare. It is an absolute nightmare. You just need more DPS. I tried it on stream yesterday on PAP 2 and I was like, yeah, that sucks. I'm just going to do it on PAP 3. Did it on PAP 3 and it was easy. It was fine. I think it's well balanced, the blood sacrifice stuff. So yeah, he can probably avoid using his Ether Shroud here again. I'm noticing that there's a couple of 3000s in there. Or at least, I think there were. Yeah, see he's going straight into this? Maybe it was 2000s. Maybe I was just tripping. There you go. So that's a skip of a phase. And that will mean that he can go from 2 to 4 instead of going 2, 3, 4. I think, at least. I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Honestly, if I just lose
Yep.
time here,
There you go. So he's just on 4 now. I think. Right? That's what he's on? Yeah, looks like that's what he's on. And all of the speedrunners that I've seen, they just sit inside this cave and just wait.
Just getting ridiculous now.
They literally just sit there and wait.
Just get 2 hit boss.
And they get a bunch of kills also with the storm. And that means that if they've used an Ether Shroud, it just charges up really fast as well. So you can just chill. It's like crazy. The radius of the storm is just... It's very nice. And you obviously can't get hit by the lasers here, so... He's chilling. He's going to wait for those to start going up again. And it's after this phase that things start getting really gnarly. There you go. So he's waiting for them to go up. He's getting his storm prepared. Probably going to fire one more blast here. That's my assumption. There you go. Now, on this 4th phase, it will not let you shoot 2 of them. So he's going to shoot that, and then he's just going to stop. He's not going to go for another one, because they all go ghost mode, as you can see. And now is where the real intensity of the fight begins. So he's pre-setting, taking out that heavy zombie, who's looking for where that spawned in. He's actually done that very effectively. He's done really well there. He's just taking it out. And obviously he needs to shoot it ASAP with his ASG, but that's light work for the ASG. That gun is really good. Like, that is definitely meta pick. To be on PAP 2 and still doing that much damage is kind of crazy. Like, that's doing better than some PAC 3 guns. Like, I had PAC 3 PPSH yesterday, and it was not as good as PAP 2 ASG, which is... That's a huge, huge difference that makes. Alright. Watch out for your boy. Watch yourself, buddy. These guys are so annoying. One smack from one of those guys and you're in a really bad place. I guess he's using the mantle there to make it easier. That's pretty smart. He's getting bonked a bit, but he's okay. Nice. That was really, really good. That was very clean. I find that the Doppelgast is really, really fiddly. Just because of how fast it is, how much it runs around. So using the mantle onto that rock, that's a smart move. I like that. He's like, I want my max ammo. Give me my damn max ammo. Oh, hit by the thing. Oh, careful, bud. He waited for it to mantle up and then ran away. Oh, boy. Okay. Yep, and now he's shrouding. Interesting. Okay. So he's using shroud completely as the get out of jail free card that it has always been, rather than using it for any kind of like shield specific activities. Like, granted, he has used it just now. Oh, and he's he had the field upgrade recharge queued up for his singular shroud usage. That's interesting. Like, obviously for insta-kill, but for shroud usage too, that's pretty interesting. So he's taking out the stuff that's in his way still. Got to get that amalgam. I'm surprised he's not switching to his ASG for that. Like, obviously once it's down he is, but I'm surprised that he didn't try and sort of shoot heads or anything. Maybe it's just slower. Maybe ultimately the ice is just OP. Okay. I mean, overall, I'd say this is about as I expected. There's no crazy skips like on Citadel. There's no crazy movement text like on Terminus. It's just doing the Easter egg right now. So I really hope that we can find a shortcut or something to make this egg a little bit more exciting. But as it stands currently, this is a pretty chill sort of standard playthrough of the map when you're doing a no gobblegums run. And so timing-wise as well, for the ending of the speedrun, the reason he's not ended it yet is people are timing it for when they place the amulet. So that's time. So 31:15. So you've done well there, Kingman. You've done very well. I look forward to seeing this map get to sub 30. I don't know when that's going to happen, but hopefully in the next couple of days. And I'll be keeping you guys updated as... What's he saying here? As that happens, okay? So, thanks folks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.